It's good morning to everybody. You're welcome to the class. Are you hearing me? Yes. Please speak, anyone. Are you hearing me?
Good morning, sir.
Okay, that means yes. It is yes. I believe that you are hearing me, isn't it? Say yes. Anyone can say yes.
Good morning, sir.
Very morning, very morning. When I ask very clearly, are you hearing me? Then nobody is giving the respect. But anyway, the good morning also a reply because that also convey that you are hearing me and I am hearing you, both the thing. Otherwise, there is no meaning of my delivering the lecture when you could not hear my voice. So that is the thing which I want to share here. So what is that I shared on the yes? What is that thing which I shared on the screen? Please read, anyone. Anyone can read. Yes. Re-
Good morning, sir.
very morning. Please read what is shared on the screen.
శుభోదయం. మంచి మాట దానం లాంటిది,
Mhm.
ప్రతిఫలంగా పుణ్యం అందిస్తుంది. చెడ్డ మాట అప్పు లాంటిది,
Mhm.
ప్రతిగా వడ్డీ చెల్లిస్తుంది.
అంటే అర్థం ఏమైందండి? ఇంటర్ప్రిటేషన్ చేయండి ఇప్పుడు. ఎక్స్టర్నల్ ఎయిడ్ తో చేస్తారా ఇంటర్ప్రిటేషన్, ఇంటర్నల్ ఎయిడ్స్ తో చేస్తారా ఇప్పుడు ఇంటర్ప్రిటేషన్? I would like to see whether you need any external aids in this regard or you want the internal aids. Speak. I say speak. See, unless until, suppose if you did not know వడ్డీ అంటే ఇది తెలియదు అనుకోండి, then you refer to the dictionary. So dictionary is the external aid, isn't it? Suppose వడ్డీ is clearly mentioned here in the in the slide itself, then you need not to refer the external aid. But it is not mentioned here. If you did not know vadi, that means you have to refer to the external aids. In the same manner, if you are good in your talks, then the result will be very nice and it will give the very nice solutions. And if the talks are very bad, then naturally that you will get the punishment with the interest. That is what is want to say here. Yes, any other person wants to say any other thing in this slogan, please say. So, what I am discussing here, the internal aids that we are discussing, and we covered the provisos. Then naturally, that one, the last one that we do have something like exception. What is meant by exception? And exception and saving clause is there because schedules we have seen. In schedules, in which enactment we do have the schedules? Can every enactment have the schedule? Answer no. Some of the enactments have the schedule, some will not have the schedule. What about the constitution? Please say. Please say. మాట్లాడండి ఎవరిని unmute and speak. Please unmute and speak. Nobody wants to speak. The constitution having the 12 schedules, in the 9th schedule that you will find it, the languages. So constitution and many other things also having the schedules, like CPC also having the schedule. And when you say the even Waqf Act also having the schedules. Yes. So some are the acts which are having the schedules. The schedules deals about the details of the thing which is given in the section that deals about the schedules. So when you come to the matter of the exceptions are concerned, see, exception and saving clause are there. So where do you find the exceptions? Exceptions are generally added an enactment with the purpose of exempting something which would otherwise fall within the ambit of the main provision. That is the, for instance, there are 10 exceptions attached to the section 499 IPC which defines defamation. If you see the IPC defamation 499, it is having the exceptions. These 10 exceptions are the cases which don't amount to defamation. So let us see whether it is given or not, exceptions. And let me see the, yes, Indian Penal Code, IPC. Yes, IPC is here. Indian, what is the section? 499. 499. Yes, defamation. Then we will go to the, what are the exceptions? We'll see it in 499. Exceptions. Yes, we got the exceptions 499 in the chapter. Yes, can anybody will tell me what is the chapter number? Yes. XX1 అంటే ఏంటిదండి? పోనీయండి ఇక ఏంది ఇబ్బంది పెట్టాలి వద్దు కానీ డిఫమేషన్ 499 డిఫమేషన్ లో ఎక్సెప్షన్స్ ఆర్ దేర్ అండ్ దీస్ ఎక్స్ప్లెనేషన్స్ అండ్ ఎక్సెప్షన్స్ బోత్ ద థింగ్స్ ఆర్ దేర్ అండ్ దిస్ ఈస్ ఎక్స్ప్లెనేషన్ నాట్ ఎక్సెప్షన్. This is explanation. Then we'll see the exceptions. Exceptions we'll find it. Yes, exceptions we'll see illustrations, revocation. Yeah, here I found it somewhere. Where did IPC, Indian Contract Act, illustrations. Yeah. Just I will show you TGC exceptions. Somewhere I saw the exceptions. Let me check it whether it's having the exception. Indian Contract Act. Yes, that Indian Contract Act is having the exceptions. EXEPTOEN exception. Yeah, here you see the Indian Contract Act will have the violability of agreement without free consent. Section 19, if you read it, there it is having the exception. See, I highlighted exception. Can anybody will read the exception? Can anybody will read the exception? కనీసం ఎస్ అన్న చెప్పండి, నో అన్న చెప్పండి, కానీ మొత్తానికి చెప్పండి.
If such consent was caused by misrepresentation or silence, fraudulent within the meaning of section 17,
Okay.
The contract involved is not voidable. If the party whose consent was so caused had the means of discovering the truth with ordinary diligence.
So voidable agreements without free consent. Free consent ఉన్నదా లేదా అనే దానికి then they have given some exceptions. If such a consent was caused by misrepresentation, if the exception is caused by misrepresentation or by silence, in the both the way, or fraudulent within the meaning of section 17. Section 17 says clearly what are the fraudulent things are there. The contract nevertheless is not voidable. Even though the contract nevertheless not voidable, if the party whose consent was so caused had the means of discovering the truth with ordinary diligence. Suppose if a man will find it out that he caused it because of the influence is used over there. If he find it or if he found it in that way, yes, it is an exception. Yes, it is amount to the fraudulent consent given. The consent is given by the misrepresentation or by the silence or by fraudulent. We can make it out. So that is an exception which is given over there. Even not only the exception is given in the section 19, they have given the explanation also. Explanation we already dealt it. What is the explanation? A fraud or misrepresentation which did not cause the consent to a contract of the party on whom such a fraud was practiced or to whom such a misrepresentation made does not render a contract voidable. So ఇక్కడ explanation, suppose if it is not made such a thing, then it will not render as a contract voidable. ఎప్పుడు voidable అవుతుంది? If it is proved over there that the fraud is there, misrepresentation is there, and influence is there, then the consent would be is wideable and wide also. So they have given the illustration also, that we are already seen the illustrations. So what I want to say is, in the statute itself, there are exceptions, there are explanations, there are illustrations. By that, we can construe it. What is the actual meaning of that section says, or what is the actual gist of the section is. So, with that, we can come to the conclusion. That like the we can come to the conclusion as the association, the raindrop I told you in my earlier classes. If it falls in the oyster, it becomes a peril. So where it falls over there, it becomes so and so. That is merely the association would be there. So if you tell me in whose association you are mingling, I can tell you about your character. That means if you are mingling with a good character, a good conduct people, then you are having the good conduct. Sir, the conduct and character may be different, inner feeling is different. Even though he moves with the good people, but he does the bad things. So that is a different issue, and it is an exception. So that's what I want to say to you. Then we'll see the internal saving clause. Yes, this is a saving clause. So what is meant by saving clause? Anyone? If you know that, you say, you can give the answer. If not, pass on, you can say. Saving clause. Saving clause. Anyone? సార్ సేవ్ చేస్తుంది కాబట్టి అది సేవింగ్ క్లాస్ సార్ అది. ఎనీవన్ సే పాస్ ఆన్ సో దట్ ఐ కెన్ గివ్ ద ఆన్సర్ టు యూ. సార్ మేము చెప్పాం సార్, మేము గమ్మునుంటాం సార్, సైలెన్స్ సార్, మీరు అనుకోవాలా సార్, అంతే సార్, ప్రిజంప్షన్ సార్ ఇది. ఓకే, ఇక ఎక్కువ బాధ పెట్టను మీకు. సేవింగ్ క్లాస్ నేనే చెప్తాను. వాట్ ఈస్ సేవింగ్ క్లాస్? ఇది మనం ఇఫ్ యు సీ ద టీజీసీ కన్స్యూమర్ ప్రొటెక్షన్ యాక్ట్. I don't know whether, because on the day that I told you Consumer Protection Act, if you see it, let me check the the last section says Consumer Constitution, Consumer Protection Act. It is not here. Let me see whether in Information Technology Act is having saving clause. It also not having. So in Consumer Protection Act, especially the last section, which will say about the saving clause. Let me check whether it is a dowry prohibition having saving clause. I doubt. It is having saving clause, we cannot set. But when you come to the consumer protection, let me check it where it is gone. It is having the saving clause. Let me go. And I will show you the saving clause, because on the day that I gave the answer to you, instead of Consumer Protection Act, yes, I reached there. Yeah, this is the Consumer Protection Act, and where I will show you the saving clause where it is there. See here, the last section says about the saving clause, and that is the Consumer Protection Act 97 is they say repeal and savings. The two things are written over there. Where it is written repeal and saving, where it is written? Please say, anyone. Please unmute and say where it is written repeal and savings. కనీసం మాట్లాడండి అండి, పాస్ అన్నానండి నేను, ఎందుకంటే వినపడుతుందా లేదా నాకు అర్థమైతలేదు నాకు.
106.
అరే అబ్బా, మీరు ఉన్నారా లేరా అని నాకు తెలియాలి కదండి, నాకు ఎట్లా తెలుస్తుందండి?
సెక్షన్ నంబర్ 107 రైట్ సైడ్.
అది చెప్తే కోరస్లోనే అందరు, ఇక చెప్పకపోతే ఎవ్వరు మాట్లాడాడు. ఓకే, మ్యూట్ ఇట్. I will give. In the both the side it is there. In the left hand margin is 68 of 1986. In the right hand margin, that is repeal and savings clause there. That is 107 section 1 says the Consumer Protection 1986 hereby repealed. ఇది పాత యాక్ట్ రిపీల్ చేశారు. సెక్షన్ 2 లో ఏం చెప్తుంది? 107(2) లో నాట్ విత్ స్టాండింగ్ సచ్ రిపీల్ anything done or any action taken or purport to be have been done or taken under the act hereby repealed shall, insofar as it is not consistent with the provision of this act, be deemed to have been done, taken under the corresponding provisions of this act. అంటే అర్థం సేవింగ్ క్లాజ్ ఏం చెప్పాడు, ఇఫ్ ఎనీ ప్రొవిజన్ ఆఫ్ ది 1986 యాక్ట్ will not have any contravention with the 2019, that is 2019 means 2019 act. At that instance, that same provision should be continued. If it is any contradictions would be there, it will not be continued. So now the thing is, if any act which already passed earlier, if the case is pending over there, the case will be continued. The case will be continued as usual. The case will be continued as usual with the old act. The new act will not come into the picture. The new act come into the picture at that instance only when the new cases will be filed. So that is the saving clause is put it over there for each and every act to save the old act or some provisions which are not inconsistent with this new act. So that is the saving clause also put it over there. Sometimes it can be used. Suppose the new act is silent over there, at that instance, the old act having a certain idea, so old act can be referred also in some cases. So that is the thing. But actually it is say the old act is repealed here, but the saving clause will protect it. If it is continued over there, okay, let it be continued because it will not be contravention with the new act. Because the new act also having such a provision. So that is the saving clause in almost all the things. There would be in most of the things in enactments there is a saving clause to protect it. So like that in tunnel, are you following me? In tunnel there is a saving place is there, that is called niche, NICHE, niche. ఒక దాన్ని ఏమంటారండి తెలుగులో ఏమనాలండి, ఇప్పుడు ఇంతకుముందు మట్టి గోడలు ఉండేవి చూడండి, మట్టి గోడల్లో మనం దీపం పెట్టడానికన్నా ఏదన్నా పిన్నులు పెట్టడానికన్నా ఒక చేస్తాము, దాన్ని ఏమనాలో తెలుగులో, గూడు తిరిగా, ఇంకొక పదం కూడా ఉన్నదండి, అనదర్ నేమ్ ఆల్సో. Anyway, in Urdu we will say mirab. In Urdu we will say mirab. Mirab means like that. There will be placed something. So in the tunnel also there is a saving place is there. Suppose if anybody is going through the tunnel, if the train is coming over there, so he will go to the saving place and he stand over there. Did you observe any time? Yes అన్నది చెప్పండి, నో అన్నది చెప్పండి. సార్ మేము టన్నల్ ఏం చెప్పాలి సార్ మేము?
Yes, sir.
फिर पूछिए
ఏం పూస్తా ఇక. టన్నల్ అంటే తెలుసా అండి? టన్నల్
టన్నల్ తెలుసు సార్, బ్రిడ్జ్ లాంటిది వస్తుంది.
టన్నల్ అంటే బ్రిడ్జా?
సొరంగము
సొరంగం అంటారు తెలుగులో.
ట్రైన్ వెళ్ళే టన్నల్స్ ఉంటాయి అన్నమాట. మీరు చెప్పేది అదే కదా?
Yes. So in tunnels there is a safe place is there, saving class space. But saving class తిరిగా అక్కడ safe place కూడా ఉంటుంది. In the same manner in the bridges also. Suppose the bridges also there is a saving place is there at the place where the support is there, at the place a person can go and stand over there. So saving clause in most of the enactment there is a saving clause are there. You got to save the certain provisions which are not contradictory with the new provisions. So a saving clause also can be used over there to construe the interpretation of the statute. So this is the saving clause and these exceptions, and we will find it then another yes, these are the things which are there because in the internal సార్ 5 మార్కుల క్వశ్చన్ ఇచ్చింది అనుకోండి సార్, ఇప్పుడు ఇదంతా ఎట్లా రాయాలి సార్ మేము? దానికి ఏం చేయాలండి? సపోజ్ ద 5 మార్క్స్ ఈజ్ గివెన్ టు ద క్వశ్చన్, దెన్ వాట్ యు డూ? సారు 5 మార్కులు అంతనే రాయాలా సార్? ఏది ఇట్లా ఇక్కడ పెట్టిన ఇది పోస్ట్ చేస్తా మీకు, ఎందుకంటే ఇంట్రిన్సిక్ ఎయిడ్స్ అంటే ఇంటర్నల్ ఎయిడ్స్ అన్నట్టు. ఇప్పుడు 5 మార్కుల క్వశ్చన్ ఇచ్చింది అనుకోని ఇట్లా రాస్తే సరిపోతుంది. దిస్ మచ్ రైటింగ్ ఇస్ ఎనఫ్. ఇంట్రెస్టింగ్ ఎయిడ్స్ ఆర్ మ్యాటర్స్ విత్ ఇన్ యాక్ట్ ఇట్ సెల్ఫ్ విచ్ మే హెల్ప్ మేక్ ద మీనింగ్ clearer here. The court may consider the long title, the short title, and any preamble. Other useful internal aids may include headings before a group of sections and any schedules attached to the act. There are also often marginal notes explaining different sections. However, these are not generally regarded as giving a parliamentary intention, as they will have been inserted after parliamentary debates and are only helpful in comments put in my printer. Sorry, ఇవన్నీ ఎందుకు పెట్టాలి సార్? మేము అంతా ఏం రాయాలి సార్? మేము ముట్టిగా రాస్తాం. దీస్ ఆర్ ద ఇంటర్నల్ ఎయిడ్స్. నెంబర్ 1, నెంబర్ 2, నెంబర్ 3, నెంబర్ 4, నెంబర్ 5, నెంబర్ 6, నెంబర్ 7, నెంబర్ 8, 9. If it is 11 you can put it. With 13 you can put it. And that much is enough. But write at least one line if it is necessary, depending upon the time factors are concerned. Some acts include the sections in which words are expressly defined. For example, under Dowry Prohibition Act 1961, Section 2 defines dowry. Dowry means any property or valuable security given or agreed to be given either directly or indirectly. Kabote, if the dowry definition is not given over here, suppose the definition is given in any other act, at that instance they will say that refer the so and so act. Like it is given Indian Contract Act Section 11, who is the competent to contract is concerned, then we will say for the age of a minor, what they say, refer the Indian Majority Act. So one can refer it. Of course, when you refer the other act, we can say it is an external source also. And in the General Clause Act in 1897, Section 13 also clearly states that unless the contrary intention appears, words importing the masculine gender includes the feminine gender, and words importing the feminine gender also include the masculine gender. అది ఎక్కడికి వెళ్ళి తీసుకున్నామండి? ఫ్రమ్ ఎనీ అదర్ యాక్ట్ నుండి తీసుకున్నాము. అదేమి యాక్ట్? దట్ ఇస్ జనరల్ క్లాస్ యాక్ట్. In addition, the words in the singular also include the plural, and the words in the plural also include the singular. So we can take the particular meaning of a thing, we can borrow from the another statute, but it is a statute itself. Of course, that is not in the same statute, but a different statute. At that instance, is parametria, that you will say parametria also we can say. It means we are taking the another statute which is advantage and which is useful for the interpretation. For that purpose, it is very much used over there. So this way that you can make it in your examination. Then what about the external aids? External aids ante ardham entidi? That we are using externally. Example, external aid ni extrinsic aids kuda antaru. Suppose extrinsic aid ante you will not be confused. It is nothing but the external aids అన్నట్టు extrinsic aid అంటే. So extrinsic aid are matter which may help to an act into context. Sources include previous acts of parliaments on the same topic, earlier case laws, dictionaries, at the time historical setting, and the Hansard. Can anyone say that what is Hansard? Yes? Can anyone say what is Hansard? Say no, I give you the answer. Or
No, no,
pardon. Pardon?
Pass on, sir, pass on.
Yes, very good. Hansard ante it is nothing but a collection of the constitutional debates or a collection of the enactment debates are called Hansard. So Hansard can now be considered, Hansard is the official report of what was said in parliament debates or parliament history. When the act was debated, the use of Hansard was permitted following the decision of then one of the case law is there. When Pepper versus Hart case law, they referred the Hansard. And where the House of Lords accepted the Hansard could be used in limited ways, it permits the Hansards, and Hansards are external sources. It permits the Hansard to be used where the legislation is ambiguous or obscure. Suppose the legislation is ambiguous and obscure, then we will see the parliamentary debates. If any enactment would be there, what would be the debate would be there? That is like a minutes of meeting of the parliament. And where it will be written, yes, what is the advantage of making such an enactment? Then when there is the absurdity in the enactment, then we refer the Hansard. So that and the material related on are comprises one or more statements by ministers or other promoters of the bill, and such other parliamentary material is necessary to understand that statement. Even a minister also says regarding that bill, or if any debate is made it over there regarding the bill, where the many people said regarding that bill, the advantages and disadvantages. So that will also be considered when enactment is leading to the absurdity or it is not cleared. And the effect and that the statement that were relied on have to be clear. There all the things will come at that instance only when there is ambiguity in the statute, where there is no internal aids to refer what the statute says. At that instance, we will refer the dictionaries, we refer the external sources. So external aids also include international conventions. Yes, sometimes that we will refer the international conventions also to see that what the international convention says about the minority or the majority or the human rights, whether the rights are human rights, whether rights are fundamental rights. So we will see all those through the international conventions, because India also one of the party, one of the signatory for the UNO, for that the international convention can also be domesticated in the domestic laws. So what are the regulations and directives which have been implemented by Indian legislations? It is thought that the Indian law should be interpreted in such a way to be consistent with the international law, and Section 3 of the Human Rights Act 1998 expressly states that as far as it is possible to do so, an act must be read and given effect in a way which is compatible with the rights in the European Conventions on Human Rights. This is only applies to any case where there is an issue of human rights. Suppose if it is an issue of human rights, then we have to rely on the European conventions and other conventions are related to the human rights. For instance, the child rights are there. We have to refer the international instrument CRC. We have to refer it. For the CRC, we have to refer. Then we have to take it the definition of a child and how it would be, and child duties. What the government should have to do regarding the child. So those are all the things will be there by taking the international instrument as an external aid. Not only that thing, even you can take the judgment also. Sometimes the judgment also will be taken into consideration as an external aid. Even a foreign judgment, which is a persuasive value, also taken into consideration to say this is the thing which is will be useful for the interpreting the statute. So that was the thing. So now the question comes: if you detail, you want to write it regarding the that is extrinsic or the external status are concerned. Yes, I have given. This is nothing but the repetition, because this I already dealt it. If you happen to see the external aids in construction of statute, here I have given a diagram, external aids. There I said, see the historical background, the original bill drafted and introduced, legal dictionaries, debate and legislatures, and judicial constructions. These are all said to be the external aids. So now we will see how the internal aids are not adequate. Say when you use the external aids, when the internal aids not adequate, when the internal aids are not adequate to give the a particular meaning or particular construction, particular interpretation, at that instance we have to refer to the external aids. These external aids may be parliamentary history, and that is the intention, it will be known over there, and historical facts and surrounding circumstances, why it is made such an act. Number two, social, political, economic developments and scientific inventions. These are also be an important factor. Then the third you will say is the reference to other statutes. See, the reference to other statutes also said to be an external aid. For instance, if you want to know the majority of a minor in the Contract Act, we have to refer the Indian Majority Act. That is an external source. So reference to other statutes will come under the external sources. Then textbooks also will external sources. Sometimes no, the people will, in cases the judges will use the interpretation given in the Constitution by Sir Roy, and interpretation given by the Basu, Didi Basu, and interpretation given by Hidayatullah, because he also wrote in a book in the Constitution. So such thing also can be taken. And some of the cases that you might have seen that according to the Black's dictionary, according to the Webster dictionary, according to the Oxford dictionary, according to the Random Thought dictionary, so dictionaries also will be used, including the Dahomey dictionary, and these are the things which are said to be the dictionaries or external aids. And with that, we can also say the judicial decisions, including the foreign decisions also. So, what are the decisions made in the India and sometimes decisions made in the foreign? For instance, the negligence, when you make it out, what is the landmark decision in the negligence? Anyone? Landmark decision in the negligence, where neighborhood principle are used over there, and privity of contract is fallacy. Yes, anyone? Pass on. Say pass on. I will give the answer.
Pass.
Yes, that is the landmark decision which is given in the negligence is Donegal versus Stevenson. That is the ginger beer case law. He has taken the fancy to the bar, and he has offered the ginger beer in the tumbler. So that is case law where people will be, even today, in the cases of negligence, it will be quoted because that is a landmark case law, that is a benchmark case law, even though it is a foreign judgment. Like Ryland versus Fletcher also will file it, will make it out in cases where the strict liability is concerned. So now the question comes, next point is government circulars and publications, like reports of law commissions and committee and other materials like internet and web material which are authentic in nature. The other materials also can be used over there. So these are all the comes under the external aids. So in the class today, I completed the internal aids. Then I started the giving the bird's eye view regarding the external aids. So please, yes, ask the question. Yes, ask me any question if you want to have doubt. Otherwise, you can say proceed.
Proceed,
Yes.
sir.
Okay. In Prabhakar Rao and others, that is the case law state of AP, and this case law it is made. I don't know, it's a controversial case law. At that instance, we said that is where the internal aids are not forthcoming, we can always have recourse to the external aids to discover the object of the legislation. External aids are not ruled out. This is now a well settled principle of modern statutory construction. In this case law, petition is allowed in the Supreme Court, the reducing the superannuation from 58 to 55 years was invalid, as any enactment of such nature should not be retrospective effect, keeping view fair dealing of the employees on the ground of natural justice. సపోజ్ మీకు ఎంప్లాయ్మెంట్ అయిపోయింది అండ్ చేస్తున్నారు, వెన్ యూఆర్ గాట్ ద అపాయింట్మెంట్ ఆర్డర్ ఎట్ ద ఏజ్ ఆఫ్ సూపర్ అన్యుయేషన్ ఈజ్ సే 58. ఆ తర్వాత కెన్ ద గవర్నమెంట్ విల్ టేక్ ద డెసిషన్, నో వీ విల్ మేక్ ఇట్ 55 నౌ, ఇట్ ఈస్ అప్లికబుల్ రెట్రాస్పెక్టివ్లీ? ఎనీవన్?
No, sir.
పాస్ అని చెప్పండి, లేకుంటే తెలియకపోతే పాస్ అని
No,
చెప్పేసి.
sir. Pass.
No, sir. No.
Retrospective effect we should not supposed to give it, because it is the livelihood of an employee. It is the livelihood of the employee, and where the employee keeps the hopes. See, still 7 years or more to me to reach to the 58. By that time, I will see that my daughter marriage will be conducted, and my son by that time he will finish his BTech or BSc or any other thing. So I will live a comfortable life. Then I will going to get the pension. Of course, at the time before the M.T. Ramarao sir. Employment would be there before it, so he will get the pension. At least even the sons or daughter may give or may not give, I can live my life on the pension. at that instant is against the natural justice, one should not to supposed to make it from a retrospective effect. The reason is they made it. All these are stated in the committee reports, parliamentary debates. When any act would be passed over there, in the debates they will clearly mention that we should not have the retrospective effect, we should have the prospective effect only. And the policy statement and public utterances of the official spokesman of the relevance of the statutory interpretation. See, you took the admission. Your tuition fees is how much when you took the admission? Sir, we don't know.
13,700.
So when you took the admission at the time, it is like that. What about the second years and third years and fourth years? It is less amount at the time. So from the perspective only, you have to supposed to pay the tuition fee, which is the hiked one or which is the lower one. So what I want to say is the parliamentary history, historical facts and surrounding circumstances also taken into consideration when we are giving interpretation to any case laws. Like we have the Mandal reservation case law. What is the Mandal reservation case law? I put it on the screen only. That is the Indira Sahani versus Union of India. So in that case law, they have resorted to the parliamentary history as an aid to interpretation. In that case law, where the Dr. Ambedkar made the speech in the Constitution Assembly as the expression backward classes of citizens is not defined. So the definition is taken into the from the Constitutional Assembly expressions. The court held that the reference to parliamentary debate is permissible to ascertain the context and the background and the objective of the legislature, but at the same time, such a reference could not be taken as a conclusive or binding on the court. But it may be taken, no, though not it is not a binding, but it can be taken over there to give the natural justice to the people. So now, what is the correct position now? Can the reservation is more than 50%? Because it is a very case law. Sometimes they say reservation is 75%. In some case law. In some case law, the 75% is only for the educational institution. Or sometimes they say that it's not be more than 50% in the employment. So anyway, that is a controversial statement still. The how much, what is the exact the thing would be there. Sometimes the court will give the different decision depending upon the situations are concerned. So now what I want to say is for the prosecution definition and there the Income Tax Act, they say a minister's speech at the time of introduction of bill has been taken into consideration. Yes, his speech also taken into consideration, and from that speech one can come to the conclusion that yes, this is made for this purpose. So that color can be given over there. So why the Dowry Prohibition Act was come into the existence? The reason is there are many deaths, dowry deaths are there. There are many harassment to the lady, those who came to the goes to the different house as a daughter-in-law, and at that instance they were made. It is necessary to make a Dowry Prohibition Act. If anybody died, wife died, the presumption is there. You died within 7 years, unless until there is a rebuttal presumption is there, then her death is because of the dowry death. So that was the thing which was taken into consideration because the context made it to make such a law. That is the purpose of it. So they will take the background. What is the socio-economic conditions or background at that instance? They will promulgate the law. They enact a law. That law would be for the smooth running of the society. Then we come to the social, political, and economic development and scientific inventions. Yes, when the days are going on, there is a scientific inventions. Even now, digital conference, that the virtual conference is taken into consideration. Even an expert who is either medical expert or any other expert need not to come to the physically the court. Neither the court having a jurisdiction to summon a person who stays in foreign country because it takes a lot of procedure. So if he is given the evidence through the virtual, conference like now I am taking the class to you. In that way also it can be admitted because of the scientific inventions. They can use that conferences that is clearly mentioned in one of the case law where the doctor who has given the um, he has given the judge evidence here evidence in the court. This is the case law is Maharashtra versus Dr. Prafulla Desai case law, that is section 388 of the Indian Penal Code, which deals with the gross medical negligence resulting in the death of the patient. The prosecution wanted to produce the statement of a New York doctor. He is a doctor from the New York, Dr. Greenberg, as an evidence. The problem arose when Dr. Greenberg refused to appear in the Indian court to record his statement. There is no such a provision which can compel a witness residing outside the domestic territory of India to come to an Indian court as a witness, and thus in such a circumstances, even a video conferencing became one of the viable option, but the accused opposed video conferencing under the section 273 of the Criminal Procedure Code, which clearly says that this evidence can be recorded only in the presence of the accused. The Supreme Court interpreted the presence not merely a physical presence, but a situation which the accused can see and hear and question the witnesses. Even a virtual presence, also a presence at the time it is given over there. But the situation come now in such a way, even the Supreme Court itself is running the session in the virtually, including all the subordinate courts, because of the blessing of, because of the blessing of, because of the virtue of, చెప్పాలండి చెప్పాలండి, because of the virtue of,
Good.
huh? Because of the virtue of, చెప్పాలండి పెండమిక్, అయ్యా COVID-19, అది కూడా నేనే చెప్పాలండి. బికాస్ ఆఫ్ ది వర్చ్యూ ఆఫ్, చెప్పండి ఇప్పుడైనా చెప్పండి సార్ మేము చెప్పం, సార్ మేము చెప్పాం సార్, టైం అయిపోయింది సార్. సార్ I run the class according to my clock, and of course I started at 3:10. Now the 12:14 is there, still 1 minute is left over there. If you want to say anything you
Thanks
can
for
say.
listening, sir.
Yes.
Thanks for listening, बोल के लिखा.
How thanks for listening patiently and online class by your participation in the interpretation of statutes. These thanks which I am giving for patient listening and so and so. But my law of crime class is the guest lecture. I think the Jayaprakash already posted it very long back, and is also posted in the morning, I believe. There is a lecture of the guest lecture, the webinar on the, what is the topic? Oh, for you, it is not there. Of course, if you get the time, you can also join in that to hear it, because I asked him to post for you also. At least you can see. He is one of my friend, Professor Dr. Saurabh Chaturvedi, and he is going to deliver the guest webinar in the law of crime. Though you have studied it, but doesn't matter. If you listen once again, if you are free enough, please listen such a lecture. That will be always a benefit to you. So with this, I would like to say thanks very much and for listening it. And tomorrow that will
Thank you very much,
continue.
sir. Thank you very much.
Yeah, tomorrow we'll continue the extrinsic, the aids which the where I stopped it. From there I will continue it. So with this, I would like to stop it, my sharing, and stop sharing, and ending the meeting. Ending, yes, I'm making the end meeting. Yes, end.